Assalamu alaikum guys, we will exposing Rob Christian and Al-Fadi lies about the Prophet immigration.
Hello everyone, this is Al-Fadi and I want to welcome you back to another one of those short and succinct videos that we are doing with our dear brother Rob Christian. And if you've really been exposed to the previous one we've done, you'll notice that those are very straightforward shows with specific points because we want to make sure they're short, straight to the point, helpful to you as a resource. And if you're a Muslim person, we want to welcome you. And we hope that you can interact with us and respond back to the specific evidence that we are sharing with you. Today, for instance, we want to talk about the real, basically, Aqsa Mosque. And the question is this: did Muhammad really visit the Aqsa Mosque? Why are we bringing it up? Because chapter 17 of the Quran is dedicated to this alleged journey that Muhammad was taken, and whether in body or in spirit, first from Mecca to what we call today Al-Quds, or Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa, that's to the specific location, and then he ascended from there to heaven, Al-Isra wa-Al-mihraj. But Rob, is that really what happened? I mean, there was no such thing as Al-Aqsa Mosque when Muhammad actually alleged this whole thing, because he died in 632. Historically speaking, Al-Aqsa Mosque, or at least the compound itself, was being built in 691, and the Dome of the Rock itself was finished by the son of that caliph, basically Abdul Malik. His son is the one that finished it after his death, the death of Abdul Malik in 705.
Exactly. And this is a very important topic because Muslims love to tell us that Muhammad jumped on the back of Al-Buraq, and he went from Mecca, supposedly, from Masjid al-Haram to the farthest mosque, Al-Aqsa Mosque. And he did that on the back of Al-Buraq, as you see, as you already mentioned, brother, a hybrid kind of creature that looks like a human, but with the body, the shape of a mule or a donkey. So the story goes like this, and we find this, as you mentioned, in chapter 17, ayah 1, right? Ayah 1, that Allah commanded this being to allow Muhammad to jump on his back and go from the Masjid al-Haram, Masjid al-Haram in Mecca, supposedly, to the farthest mosque, Al-Aqsa Mosque, Al-Masjid al-Aqsa. So let's see if the Muslims, as they always told us, that this happened from Mecca, supposedly, right?
Prophet David PBUH established his kingdom in part of Palestine and controlled Jerusalem. His son, Prophet Suleiman A.S. Solomon, rebuilt Masjid al-Aqsa with the help of the natives, and next to it he built the ruler's palace. After Prophet Solomon's death, his two sons divided his kingdom amongst themselves. Even the Jews believe that Masjid al-Aqsa was built by Prophet Suleiman. The Al-Aqsa Mosque's compound overlooks the Western Wall, a sacred place for Jewish prayer. Jews consider the Temple Mount their holiest site, believing that King Solomon built the first temple there 3,000 years ago. The Romans destroyed a second temple at that location in AD 70. Th's Temple Mount is also called Masjid al-Aqsa. The Temple Mount, Hebrew, Romanized, Har Habayit, lit. Mount of the House of the Holy, also known as Haram al-Sharif, Arabic, literally, the noble sanctuary, Al-Aqsa Mosque compound, or simply Al-Aqsa, LX, Al-Masjid al-Aqsa, lit. The furthest mosque, 2, and sometimes as Jerusalem's holy esplanade, 3, 4, as a hill in the old city of Jerusalem that has been venerated as a holy site for thousands of years, including in Judaism, Christianity and Islam. 5, 6.
You can see it clearly says south wall of the compound was originally built by the 5th Umayyad Caliph Abdul Malik, not the real compound of Al-Aqsa. Al-Aqsa is not the same thing as Dome of Rock. They're actually different. See the full compound of Masjid Al-Aqsa. You can see the Dome of Rock is different. Everything is Masjid Al-Aqsa. So Masjid Al-Aqsa is just a place, a compound. And I challenge your process, show me where it says a human face. A human face. There's no hadith that says a human's face of Al-Buraq. Continue to see their models and let's see the new ID hadith they post.
Sahih. And the hadith number is 2850, right? Please confirm, brother.
Yes, 2,850, and it is isnaduhu sahih, meaning, as you stated, it's a sahih, authentic narration.
All right. If we go to that hadith here on top, we see the hadith number 2850. This is the hadith that we see on the screen. Maybe you want to read the hadith, brother, for us?
Sure. I'm just going to start at the beginning. It says, حدثنا الزبير ibn Abi Bakr, meaning the one who narrated to us was his name is Al-Zubayr, the son of Abi Bakr. He says, عن Muhammad ibn Tariq, narrated from Muhammad ibn Tariq, that he said, اتفقت أنا ومجاهد, we agreed, myself and Mujahid, بالجعرانة, that's I think an area. فأخبرني أن المسجد الأقصى, he told me that the Aqsa Mosque, الذي من وراء الوادي, which is behind this valley, بالعدوة القصوى, it's also again another area basically related to the location, مصلى النبي, meaning the place where Muhammad prayed, بالجعرانة, again the name of that area. So right there, that's the underlined part. Do you want me to keep reading?
Yeah. No, basically, you already did enough damage, and here is why. Here is the translation. Again, this is the Sahih Hadith that we found in Akhbar Mecca, basically the news about Mecca, by Muhammad ibn Ishaq bin al-Abbas al-Faki, volume 5, page 66, Hadith number 2850. And it says, from Muhammad bin Tariq, he said, Mujahid and I agreed to meet in Al-Ju'rana. And this is a very important area called Al-Ju'rana. He then told that the Prophet was praying in Masjid al-Aqsa. Do you see it? So in the time of Muhammad used to go to an area called Al-Ju'rana or Al-Ju'rana, and there was a mosque, a masjid called Al-Aqsa, which is behind the valley, Al-Adwat al-Quswa. So the name of the valley, we even know the name of the valley called Al-Adwat al-Quswa, in Al-Ju'rana. Did you catch it? So
that's right.
The Al-Aqsa Mosque that the Quran is talking about in chapter 17, ayah 1, is actually not in Jerusalem, but in a very close area called Al-Ju'rana, dear brother. And Muslims don't know about this. This is damaging. So later, Muslims wanted to attribute miracles to Muhammad that he never had, and they came with the fabrication, a lie, a myth, that Muhammad went on the back of Buraq, traveled from Mecca all the way to Jerusalem to pray in Masjid al-Aqsa. Well, Masjid al-Aqsa in Jerusalem did not even exist yet because it was later built in the year 705, but Muhammad died in the year 632.
It said, then he then told them that the Prophet was praying in Masjid al-Aqsa, which is behind the valley of Al-Adwat al-Quswa in Ju'rana. So in Ju'rana, Mujahid never met the Prophet. Even Muhammad bin Tariq never met the Prophet. So how did you know the Prophet was praying in Masjid al-Aqsa in Ju'rana? And al-Aqsa means the farthest mosque. So, and actually, that one in the Quran, it was actually an event in Israel. And see, Mujahid never met the Prophet. He was born 642 CE and died 722 CE, while Prophet Muhammad died 632. So they never met the Prophet. So let's take Muhammad bin Tariq. I want them to show me where Muhammad bin Tariq is one of his teachers, because there's nothing like Muhammad bin Tariq as one of his teachers. Maybe it's a fabricated hadith, we don't know. But yeah, there's nothing like Muhammad bin Tariq as one of his teachers. You can see his teachers. Yeah, clearly there is no Muhammad or Tariq. You can see Muhammad bin Yusuf, Al-Walid, Yusuf bin Ma'ak, Yusuf bin Yunus, Ubaidullah bin Humad bin Hafs, Abdurrahman bin Hassan, Sa'id bin Abi Ayyub, Hisham bin Hassan.
Car from Mecca. Mecca. So Muhammad actually, when he used to go and visit Al Ju'rana to pray in that mosque called Al Aqsa, is very close to Mecca. So
Yeah, so
Muhammad,
it's an
there's
Uber
nothing
ride
called, yeah.
basically. You take an Uber ride and it doesn't even cost that much to go there. So maybe it was called that because it meaning it's the other mosque, technically speaking.
Exactly, because the closest one was in Mecca, and the farthest one that is, let's say if we let's say Muhammad used to travel by camel or maybe by feet. It's only a couple of hours, but Muhammad never ever. Listen carefully, my friends. Muhammad never ever went to Jerusalem. He did not see Jerusalem. Muslims much later wanted to give Muhammad a miracle which he never had. So Islam is nothing but lies built on top of lies on more lies.
Yeah.
Please wake up, ya Muslimin. We do not hate you, but we want to share the truth with you. What your Muslim books are saying. Your Muslim books are saying that Al Ju'rana was really close to Mecca, certainly not in Jerusalem.
Amen, brother. And again, I mean, I can see Muhammad maybe having a dream about that location. Sure. I mean, we visit places sometimes and we may have a dream, maybe a nightmare, whatever the case might be about something that we're familiar with. But to take that and all of a sudden amplify it and make it sound like he was transported from Mecca all the way to Jerusalem or the Jerusalem area or the compound known Baytul Maqdis, where you have the mosque and we have the Dome of the Rock and all that kind of stuff. Well, historically speaking, it's very damaging because Abdul Malik built this mosque in 691. The Dome of the Rock was basically complete and finished by his son in 705. Muhammad died in 632 AD. Do the math, and you tell me, folks. If you don't see a problem, then we're talking, basically two different things here. Any last minute thing, brother, you want to close this with?
No, the funny thing is that Muslims, and then we know what the Islamic scholars say about the nation, the Islamic nation. The nation of Islam are nothing but a illiterate nation. It's an illiterate nation. They don't do their homework. They don't study their books. It's damaging. It's embarrassing that we Christians have to do their homework for them. And when we do their homework for them and we read their books, over and over, we see there are no miracles at all. Muhammad did not go to Jerusalem. Muhammad used to only visit a very close nearby masjid, and he called it Al Masjid Al Aqsa because it was way more far from
You can
Mecca
see it says the
than.
surrounding that Allah blessed. So which surroundings that Allah blessed? It was for the children of Israel. That's in Israel. So in Jerusalem, that means the Quran was correct, I think so. So it was Israel, not Jordan, yeah, in Saudi Arabia. Just you can see clearly that it says Jordan, yeah, is where the name of where Prophet Muhammad took part and wore ihram to perform Umrah while returning to Taif because the mosque signboard has been installed to indicating the starting point of Masjid Al-Arab. So I don't know what they are saying. Wesha Al-Fadi and Puberty Rock. Hey, liars. So, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.